In 2011, a powerful earthquake triggered a tsunami that led to meltdowns in Japan's Fukushima nuclear plant. It was the world's worst nuclear disaster since Chernobyl in 1986, and subsequently, the government shut down all its atomic reactors.
But 8 years on, Japan's nuclear industry is making a quiet comeback. I've gotten rare access to the Oi nuclear power plant that's just a 2-hour drive from the ancient capital, Kyoto.
A place where people hold unshakable faith in nuclear energy. It's not noticeable, but Oi town in Fukui, a sleepy backwater in western Japan, has been at the forefront of Japan's nuclear power push for nearly half a century. These power cables provide the only hint of the planet's heaviest concentration of nuclear power generation. A 4-reactor power plant lies beyond the mountain and is not visible from the town. There are another 9 nuclear reactors within a 50-kilometer radius. Located over 700 kilometers away from Fukushima, Oi also felt the impact of the Great East Japan earthquake 8 years ago.
With 13 commercial nuclear reactors, Fukui has long been Japan's nuclear power capital. But in the wake of the 2011 Fukushima disaster, Japan shut down all its nuclear operations.
At that time, the Oi nuclear plant employed about 450 of the town's working population of about 2,700. The closure hit the town hard. "71-year-old Toshiko Kosu is the owner of a ryokan, or Japanese inn. She opened her first ryokan in 1975, 6 years after the government decided to build a nuclear plant in the town.
道路をし、そしてそういうことで作業員の人たちが増えてきたんですね。で、やはりその中でやっぱり宿泊の場所もいるっていうことで、もう本当にその作業員の販売とかもできたんですが、みんな民宿ちょっとしようかって女の人たちが手間をかけてちょっとほんなしようかっていう話で家を改造したり、またちょっとそのようなものを建てたりしてその民宿が始まりました。
The nuclear plant gave Oi town a new life.
陸の孤島としてこの道路自体も本当にもう一輪車っていうか自転車が通るぐらいの道路の幅しかなかったんですね。でましてやそしてまた若い人たちが学校のね学校も小中学校ここにあったんですが、やっぱ高校はその船で行き、そしてまた下宿とかそういうことだ、こういうことをしてほんでまた卒業するともう本当に全部のみんながもう京阪神とかまた中京の方とかそういうとこへ就職したんですね。それができたことによって本当に若い人たちもそこへ就職したり、それでまたそういうお仕事に関わったりしました。でまたその道路もまた拡張され。
According to local media reports, Oi town received nearly $500 million in government subsidies between 1974 and 2010. That's about $57,000 for every person here.
いろいろと税金面もありましょうし、要するに収入源ありますし、働く場所も増えましたし、いわゆる我々商売にはお客様も増えましたしっていう部分で向上したか、はいそうでしたね。はい、まず結論から言えば向上しました。
Unlike other parts of Japan, where opposition to government plans to return to nuclear power remains strong, 64% of Oi's population wanted its idling reactors to be switched on again.
ここの発電所もやっぱしそういうふうにして全部止めたよね。止めたから その分やっぱし町へ入る交付金とかもやはしほら減った。そしてまた観光客もやはしそういうなんていうか地域的に地理的に違ってもやはし発電所があるとこやねとかいう電話もよくいただきました。
Today, 2 of the 4 reactors at Oi nuclear power plant have restarted. And across Japan, 9 of the country's 54 operational nuclear reactors have restarted since they all went black following the Fukushima disaster. "48-year-old Atsuo Matsuo is a farmer who's born and raised in Oi. Like many residents here, a future without the nuclear power plant is unthinkable for him.
やっぱり映像を見ただけではやっぱり怖いっていうイメージがあって反対っていうのは言えると思うんですけども、実際にもう原子力発電所がある町に住んでいる人もいるわけじゃないですか。でそれに関連して仕事をしている人もやっぱりそれなりにいるわけで、今大井町に住んでいる限りそういう人との関わり合いっていうのは避けては通れないですよね。だから反対っていうのは簡単かもしれないですけど、じゃあどうするのっていう提案がなければ何も進まないんじゃないかなとは思いますけどね。
Matsuo is up against anti-nuclear activists nationwide who believe nuclear power plants can never be made safe in Japan, a country which has a fifth of the world's strongest earthquakes. The tsunami in 2011 damaged not just the power reactors in Fukushima, but also public trust in the government's nuclear power policy.
People got to know that industries and the government are not saying the true thing to the public, including that the energy, how can I say, the sufficiency as well as the cost of nuclear energy. And then they had been saying that nuclear is totally safe, but it was not true.
Can nuclear power ever be safe?
I don't think so.
Why not?
Because nuclear, so there are several dimensions related to the nuclear technology. One thing is like a nuclear is coming from the nuclear weapon technology. So it is anyway as a nature of harmful to the human nature.
There's still no visibility as to when Japan will reboot most of the 54 reactors it had before the Fukushima disaster. One of the few that have cleared the government's new stress tests is ready to show that it's safe.
Now I'm just outside the Oi nuclear power plant in Fukui prefecture. I'm heading in to find out how they're keeping nuclear power safe.
"74 years ago, Japan's Hiroshima became the world's first victim of an atomic bomb. An estimated 140,000 people were killed. 3 days later, a second atomic bomb was dropped on Nagasaki, killing more than 70,000 people. At that time, Nagasaki native Kanetoshi Oda was just 4. His family was safe, but dozens of his relatives and friends died that day.
遠くにその入道雲が出て、それで近くの兵隊さんがあれ新しい爆弾だと言ったわけで、そのこう丸い雲の中にね、火柱みたいなのが次第にこう上がってくるんですよ。赤い火と黒い煙が相当大きい範囲で家が焼けてるなと、こういうふうに想像してね、やっぱり怖いと思った。
The experience with atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki did not stop Japan from embracing nuclear technology for power generation. Within a decade after the war ended, Japan started its nuclear power research program and never looked back.
Despite the devastation, most people here in Japan were not opposed to the peacetime use of nuclear reactors, though certainly there was public opposition.
But opposition to nuclear power gained unprecedented momentum 8 years ago, when Japan became the only country in the world to experience atomic war and a catastrophic nuclear meltdown.
思わないけど、でも今のところ日本はね、事故を起こしてるからね。
なぜですか？
そりゃあね、投資してないからでしょ。
その処理方法が確立してないのに、してないものをちょっと開発段階で使ってるっていうのがそんなに安全ではないけれど。
Despite the opposition and the temporary suspension of nuclear power use, the Japanese government has never wavered from its position that nuclear power is a national strategic priority, and a handful of reactors have since come back into usage. 2 of which are at the Oi nuclear power plant just 2 hours' drive from Kyoto.
I've been granted rare access to the power plant and I'm going to find out more about their safety measures.
Takusato is the manager in charge of the safety of the nuclear plant.
So, what is this you're looking at?
This is a short pump protection building for the tornado protection.
Okay, so this wall is really something that's new, that's built after the Fukushima disaster.
Yes, correct. Short pump is very important equipment, provides cooling water to the important safety equipment. But this is located outside. But in case of the tornado attack the seawater pump, so this building is constructed as a protection for the tornado.
We were given a tour of the Oi nuclear power plant and shown the safety enhancements they've made. This includes emergency power generators for the nuclear plant and measures to protect against earthquakes and tsunamis. However, we were given very strict instructions on what we can and cannot film.
So what's that under that green covering?
This is a pump to provide the water into the reactor and containment vessel. This water provided into the core to cool down the fuels and depressurize the containment vessel, so spray water.
Of the 4 nuclear reactors in this power plant, 2 were restarted just last year, while the other 2 will be decommissioned and dismantled over 30 years.
福島の事故の教訓は、電気と水がなくなって原子炉が溶融したことなので、第一は電気を確実に出す能力を備えるということ。そのためにさまざまな、例えば空冷式の発電機など電気を出す装置を置きました。そしてそれとは別にさらに水を入れて原子炉を冷やす、そういう装置、例えばポンプなどを設置しました。福島と同じことはもう起こらないと、それは我々は信じています。それは福島で起こったことに対する対策を完全にしたからです。ですからそれは大丈夫だと思っています。
Today, the Oi nuclear power plant has about 2,500 workers compared to about 4,300 at its peak. And most of them are from Fukui prefecture, including Oi town.
爆発をしたのを見て、これは本当に大きな事故なんだなと思って、もしかしたら日本がダメになるんじゃないかと、あの瞬間は思いました。しかし、その後、翌日に福島がその後の何もなかったことを見て、私は原子力の専門家だから、これはもう大丈夫だと確信しました。
But outside Mr. Sato's reactor in Oi, the nuclear industry faces a loss of public trust in Japan. A survey by Asahi Shimbun in 2016 showed that 57% of the public opposed restarting existing nuclear power plants even if they satisfied new regulatory standards, and 73% supported the phasing out of nuclear power.
完全な安全っていうことはこの世にはないんです。一つだけ言えるのは、 福島の事故の前の安全のレベルに比べると格段に安全のレベルが上がっている。少なくとも日本の安全の規制というのは間違いなく世界で一番高いんです。そういう意味では世界で一番安全な原子力発電所はここだという自信はあります。
Nuclear energy had made up about 1/3 of Japan's energy supply before 2011. And Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, who took office at the end of 2012, has said that Japan cannot do without nuclear power.
Japan is a very resource-limited country, but in terms of renewable energy resource, that we have the plenty potential. We don't have uranium, we don't have fossil fuel. Why do we have to invest in other countries' resources? And then we need to cultivate our own resources. It is the energy saving and renewable energy.
Japan's most powerful business lobby says the country is facing a power crisis. Are renewables the answer? Eight years ago, the founder of this company watched a giant tsunami crash onto Japan's northeast coast. A conversation with his aging mother then sparked an idea to build a small watertight electric vehicle that can float in floods.
お母様がですね、足が悪くてそういうテレビを見た時にですね、そういう時には私を置いて逃げてくださいというところと聞いたそうです。で鶴巻は、そういう人たちのために、安全に移動ができて水に浮くそういうモビリティを作りたいということで、この車を開発しました。
The Form 1 is the world's smallest Class 4-seater electric vehicle with a length of about 2.6 meters. And the compact size is aimed at minimizing energy consumption.
So now there's a lot of talk about global warming, about how glaciers are melting. So why is it important, do you think, that consumers should use electric vehicles over traditional cars?
ガソリン車に比べて、CO2 が出ないということの一つで、あとは車が小さいので製造時の CO2 も少なくなるということで環境にいいと思ってますね。
Japan plans to reduce 80% of greenhouse gas emissions from vehicles by 2050, and part of that plan involves increasing the number of electric vehicles on the roads. But first, by 2030, it will require automakers to raise fleet-wide fuel efficiency by more than 30%. That's an ambitious target designed to help the country catch up with the shifts towards zero-emission vehicles in Europe and China. Beyond electric vehicles, there's also a wider push to use more renewable energy across Japan. Currently, coal and natural gas account for more than 70% of Japan's energy supply. In April 2019, Japan's most powerful business lobby, Keidanren, released a policy recommendation report on rebuilding Japan's power system. And they've noted the unexpectedly slow penetration of renewable energy, which is hindering Japan from decreasing its high dependence on fossil fuels.
日本において電力投資がなかなか行われていないということが問題です。ただ将来を見極めますと、電力システム 3D の確保というのが大事になってくるというふうに我々考えています。脱炭素化、ディカーボナイゼーションと分散化、セントラリゼーション、それからデジタル化、デジタリゼーションで 3D の追求というのは我々今ソサエティ 5.0 というさまざまな先端技術によって社会問題を解決していこうと。
For half a century, Japan's technocratic government has been selling atomic power as a cheap, convenient, and inevitable way of ensuring its energy security. And government officials continue to preach that nuclear is the only way.
Of course, we want to increase the share of the renewable energy, but actually there's a limitation. Japan is kind of small island, but so there's no enough space for the solar power, wind power. As you know, 70% of the land of Japan is kind of the mountain area. So as long as nuclear regulatory authority verified the safety of the nuclear power station, we try to restart the nuclear power station.
Currently, more than 80% of Japan's imported oil comes from the Middle East. Its energy security is constantly at the mercy of the geopolitical situation there.
Generally speaking, dependency on the high dependency on the Middle East area is not preferable. So maybe diversification of the energy sources will be really important in terms of the national energy security. So so we try to lower the dependency.
What's left of Fukushima today remains a shocking sight, but for OE residents who have lived off nuclear power for nearly half a century, even the ghostly scenes at Fukushima is not enough to shake their faith in nuclear power. And their livelihoods will, for the foreseeable future, be inseparable from the nuclear power plant here. Not that many of them will have it any other way.
で私たちの年代の人たちはそういう本当に貧相な僻地の生活っていうのはやっぱし体験してますから、で私たちの子供孫本当に今小さい子供たちはやっぱり発電所と一緒にやっぱりなんていうんかなふわっとした気持ち裕福なっていうかなかなか苦しいと思いますよ。
やっぱり原子力発電所ができたことによってこの大井町っていう町の財政が大変豊かになったと思うんですよね。大井町自体に産業とか資源っていうのがあまりないんですよね。やっぱり小さな町なのでだからなかなか産業としては難しいですよね。さあさあ踊ろよ大井の温度さぶり本郷み賛成を言ったさみんな花も都もおいおいうるさとよ